health, allowing them to take more damage in combat.
And there we go, ladies and gentlemen. We're back. My name is Mischievous, and alongside me is Kaisaya. Welcome to the Kings of Underground Season 1. And this is the most awaited match because, again, we are now in the playoffs round. So, specifically, we're on the upper bracket today. And tomorrow, we'll be discussing or shoutcasting as well for the lower bracket. But then again, Madam Kaisaya, how are you feeling on our first match of the day?
Oh, the first match. Okay, MSGM Scars. To be honest, I did not expect that's going to end on a 2-0 match. And it was pretty fast because, we wanted to see some 2-1s and some really heated matches until the final showdown. But final showdown will require some 20 minutes game time. And maybe Scars or MSG from their home countries would want to go fall asleep already so that they can prepare in the next matches. But I think I'm now more confident to say that we might be able to see 2-1 here in Team X from the Philippines versus BSE from Malaysia. We'll just have to find out.
Well, just to give our viewers a little bit of an insight, so basically, Team Black Shoe Esports is composed of a little bit of a mix and match, when it comes to Malaysian and Chinese teams. So when it comes to communication, maybe we can definitely say that there's a little bit of a contrast. But then again, we were able to see on how consistent that Black Shoe Esports came from as well with the other tournaments. I can't name the tournament, but they were very, very inconsistent.
Well, they speak Chinese, so in Malaysia as well, I believe maybe Malaysian Chinese, but maybe they will, get around with the communication. But at least in the Team Philippines, we do know that everyone can speak Tagalog, their local language. I'm just not too sure about who's coaching them as of the moment. Maybe we'll find out more information that we can share you on the stream or during the cast and broadcast. But for the meantime, what we need to know is that Team X from the Philippines do actually want a revenge up against BSE because, again, they've met each other many times already in different tournaments. And, Team Philippines or Team X doesn't even get any win from actual tournaments. We don't know during the scrims that they had, but for sure, what matters most is what the audience see in the public. And we'll just have to find out. And I think maybe, I think during the downtimes or during the group stages as well, they were able to discover about the different strategies during the group stages. And maybe they made adjustments or some preparation for that.
Definitely. And of course, taking consideration that this is one of those tournaments that is highly been anticipated by everyone, specifically here in the Honor of Kings community. So I think they are really much prepared when it comes to their draft and of course their composition as well when it comes to the fighting here in Honor of Kings as well, since we were able to see in our statistics coming from the group stage that Team X coming from the Philippines is actually having a top pick when it comes to pay. And of course, one of their top bans as well is Arlie, Dharma, Princess Frost this time, not Lady Frost, Princess Frost is one of their our top 3 bans as well coming from their side of team. But Kaisaya, what statistics can you provide for Team of Black Shoe Esports?
For Black Shoe, I mean, it's pretty all over, they got the Arlie, Lam, Mayin, and Dharma for their bans this time. They hate the Princess Frost, they hate the Lam, they don't want to deal with the Haino even, as well as the Arlie. But one thing, I'm going to go back to the top bans of Team X from the Philippines in here. They got a lot of top bans, and what we can say on this 6 top bans that they actually have is that they don't base it off actually respecting, but they base it off on what they want to do on their draft. So canceling out or banning out the heroes that potentially could counter their heroes. So I think that is a good strategy from Team X. If your opponent can read what you want to do, then that's going to be a problem, because in order for you to strategize for against an opponent, you need some information, right? But Team X somehow didn't give some information, but we'll see about that, because BSE, they've played up against Team X many times already in the past. Maybe they do know, maybe they don't even need the information during the during the group stages to go up against Team X. But it will just then again boil down onto what we'll see later on.
I totally agree with you, and giving emphasis on what information that these two teams can get when it comes as once we enter the drafting phase can really much be crucial when it comes to selecting the best possible heroes to counter, or maybe countering, respecting the bans coming from the side of Team BSE from Malaysia. So enough about that. Now let's head on to the drafting phase of our game number 1 of the second series.
Very exciting. Once again, we are on the second series for today on the upper bracket here in the playoff stage of Kings of Underground Season 1. What you're seeing on this on your screens right now is Team X from the Philippines coming on the blue side, and Team BSE onto the right side, red team coming from
Mhm.
Malaysia. We see a lot of respect on the high sustain heroes like that of the Dune, as well as Kaiser coming from Team X. And they have secured their favorite pick in here already, right off the bat. They want to start like confident with a pay pick.
Well, I wouldn't disregard that, but again, if they're really much comfortable with this pick, and I think that they can capitalize on that. But coming from the side of Team BSE, we can see that Princess Frost can be is one of the priority bans, and of course, as expected, the crowd control capabilities that this hero can really much give when it comes to potential team fights is really much down to the point that you cannot really move anymore. And of course, the damage output can really much be can really much burst you down as well. But oh, we're going to see here a double smite setup once again coming from the side of Team Philippines. Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, having this doubles mic set up, it's now a question if you're not able to secure an objective during, clashes. Well, there's an objective, then that's the question in terms of your micro skills. But let's go back to what they have in here. We have a Dakia, one of the top ban and pick hero overall from group stages as well, but quite tricky to play with because unless you have the team, well, you have good team coordination, you
Mhm.
won't be able to pull off the dakyao. So it's very important to actually communicate as to when you're going to go with a portal, use that or whatnot. But so far for the early and the late game, we have that advantage on the side of Team X. They have the early for the late game, they have the pay for the early to mid game as well. But
Mhm.
so far, look at that. They have actually banned out a lot of clash lane options in here against Team BSE, with the Byron and Mayin also getting banned out.
Well, I think it's part of the strategy to really much not push on the engagement. If we remember during the elimination round, they were only able to focus their full force power when it comes to securing those inhibitor torrents and rotating efficiently. So I think that's one of the best strategies that Black Shoe Esports is specializing on. And considering that they were able to choose Slam here as their third pick, is one of those high potential damage heroes. So that's a force to be reckoned with Black Shoe Esports.
Stats trivia though, Dharma, they have left it open. It's actually one of the top ban and pick with having the second highest win rate in our statistics right now, having 75% win rate. So that's going to look
Mhm.
scary, especially if this Dharma is able to lock in the early onto the game. But we'll see about that because there's some good source of CC
Ooh.
as well coming from this side of Team X with the Mozzie as well as Heino and Ata as well. And yeah, I think we have
Mhm.
closed it in with an Angela. What do you say about the Angela as the last pick of Team BSE?
Well, actually, Angela is the best pick for me when it comes to the mid lane for the side of Black Shoe Esports, because again, it's a continuous damage hero. So basically, once you've been targeted by Angela here, coming from the first, second, and ultimate combination, that can really much be taking down at least two or three members once you are targeted by Angela here. So that takes precision and skills as well when it comes to potential team
Yeah.
fights. So I think the strategy here coming from the side of Black Shoe is, of course, they disregarded coming from the crowd control heroes that they selected during the drafting phase, but rather focusing on the inner push of having to destroy those inhibitor turrets. So let's see if that strategy can really much boil down into execution. So we're now going into game number 1, ladies and gentlemen. This will be Team X and versus Team BSE.
Yes, that is so true. And here we go. As usual, we can see all of those roamers helping out. But I like the what Lamb is actually doing right now with the invade right off the bat. Even we still have the jungle sprite protection. Doesn't matter from him. He wants to take away AGZ's blue buff, or rather our Azure Golem in the early stages of the game, but gotta be very careful. Impressive!
Oh,
Look at that!
will it be a
Nice
first blood?
flash!
Yes! The first blood will be secured by Team BSE of burning down that flash coming from Impressive. So that was really impressive coming from the side of BSE.
Yeah, that is so true. Anyway, I mean, Impressive is a support in here, so it could have been worse if it was a carry hero that was taken down early stages of the game. As you can see, the kill as well, the first blood as well as the early jungle invades really paid off for BSE right now.
Oh.
But
Oh,
that's just a joke. Yeah, that's what you get when you have a Dakia, you know. You're almost to kill someone, but they're teleporting back to the base.
Maybe later part or after this tournament, I'll try Dakyao using inter-rank games to really much understand its potential. But right now,
Yeah.
that was a really good engagement coming from the side of Team X, trying to bring down poke damage for the enemy opponent right here. But as of the moment, it's going to be a chill zone for the first few minutes.
That's so true. But then again, we'll have to wait in here. Looks like there's another 2v2 situation up top.
no.
Hail, fall down.
Yes.
Miggy.
Oh no, will this be a follow-up damage?
That
And there
choice
we go,
of pleasing
Angela
billions.
trying to secure that kill. That's what I'm trying to say a while ago, that Angela is the finisher for the side of Team BSE. Once that you've been hit by that first, second skill, ultimate combination, there's no doubt that you'll be able to, you'll be eliminated coming from that team fight. But right, we are now seeing here coming from the side of Team BSE, they are really much taking their job into invading Team X's jungle here, and we are now seeing that the gold lead is really much increasing by the minute.
Yeah, that is so true. There is some change. At least I think what they could have been thankful for is that Toshino, the early in here, hasn't fallen down as of yet, because that's gonna be their light of hope later on onto the late game stage of the game. But they have to save Toshino in here. Really nice ultimate in there, but on the top side, someone has just fallen down.
Making it a 0-4 kills in favor for the side of Team BSE. But right now, two of the players coming from the side of BSE are now focusing here again into the top lane, and there's no follow-up damage coming from Team X right here. So they need to be careful when it comes to their map control, since once one or two inhibitor turrets can really much be crucial for Team X here to win the game or lose the game.
That's so true. I mean, in here, I mean, look at the gold lead that BSE has right now. Just less than 4-minute game time, and this is looking scary already. They took down the tower on the top, and they are about to take down the bottom lane tower as well. Toshino has no room to actually go online.
Oh no,
Look
that
at
will be
that!
an engagement coming from the side of Team BSE. Ultimate has been engaged by Angela, and right now they are trying to take down this inhibitor turret and was able to successfully do so. Right now, the next objective would be the Tyrant here, and Lamb with the smite will be securing that kill.
BSE is so serious.
No.
BSE is so serious right now. We definitely needed to have that highlight from that Dharma just flashing in and taking off the life of Toshino. And now they're really having problem with just resetting their manas. Blazing Brilliance did not connect.
Now
Okay,
backing
still
away.
he's alive. It's okay. But impressive. Oh, look at that. This is no good for Team X right now, because the lead is everywhere on in favor of BSE as of the moment. They're getting the room onto the mid tower as well pretty soon with Fuzi being here, Blazing Brilliance connecting. Unfortunately, Haino will not survive.
Oh no, this is what I'm talking about. Angela is the finisher, or is not the finisher that pushes away that members coming from the side of Team X. So I think this is one of those best picks that they have. But here, Rampage was secured by Angela. Right now, most of the team members come from the Team X is trying to secure or to back away the members here coming from the side of Black Shoe Esports, but is not able to really much be successful in that strategy. And now 2 inhibitor going down in just less than 1 minute of that potential team fight. So map control wise, Team X is not having it this round.
They're definitely not having fun. This is a 0 versus 10 score right now. And did you see the strategy again by the Dakyao? I mean, she used her second skill as well as the Eye of the Whirlpool. And that is a good way to actually go back to the base, immediately again, they repeated it. Immediately regain your mana and go back to where you were at. And that is a good way to actually do some map control. It's like it is a global skill wherein it is just so annoying up against your opponent. But enough of that. I guess we have to find out how Team X can actually make a comeback. What do you think Team X should do in here? Toshino is not having a good time at all.
This will be a possible team fight coming from the side of Team X. We're now seeing all of the ultimate has been packing in. And right now, Team X was able to secure that double kill. But right now, unstoppable coming from the side of Angela. Now that will be a 3-man down. Oh, potential 4-man down. Dragon M just barely escapes that skirmish. But right now, Team BSE is trying to push forward, taking down here the middle line, middle inhibitor turret of the high ground. So let's see if they will be able to be successful. Yes, they are successful in destroying that high ground turret. So right now, Team X is not in a good position. But answering your question, Kaisaya, one of the crucial things that Team X needs to consider here is to take down that Angela. As we are now seeing here, oh, with that TP out. What a possible combination from Team BSE.
Yeah. That is the beauty of the Eye of the Whirlpool coming from the Dakyao. Just going here and there, but the super minions are about to come out as 2 high ground turrets are already destroyed. Ooh. They're just going in.
Now we can see that this will be another team fight coming from the side of BSE. Angela just pushing away with the ultimate. This will be it for the side of BSE, and they will be winning game number 1.
Oh, that was not looking good for Team X from the Philippines. Congratulations, meanwhile, for a really clean game coming from BSE from Malaysia. They dominated Team X from the early game time up until the mid. They didn't even have to wait for the late game part of the game. What was crucial in there was, first of all, in the early stages, we did see how Lam, MS King, actually go for an invade. Impressive. They try to actually go for a defense, but unfortunately, the rest of the members of Team X wasn't there to actually back him up. They tried, but unfortunately, at the cost of his life. They didn't manage to get a kill, and just 1 kill up against MS King. Toshino wasn't able to go online. He only got 1 item in here, and that's definitely not gonna be enough. If you take a look at BSC kill score in here, you were loving the Angela so much. I'm gonna love the Dakyao so much as well, giving that space and global map control to go from the base and go back to the fight. And I think they utilize the Dakyao pretty well as well. And again, Siam on the Dharma, he knows really well how to play this Dharma, killing off Toshino even from the front to the back line by flashing in and going for the ult. So I guess this is a well-deserved win by BSE from Malaysia.
Definitely. And of course, speaking of a well-deserved win, now we're going down to the highlights. As we can see early on in the game that Team BSE was already taking the opportunity to really much get those invades coming from Team X's jungle, which is, I think, they were able to easily capitalize on despite the early game potential squishiness coming from their side of the team. But they didn't go afraid to really much get those invades. As you can see here, that they really are much pushing along with the Angela combination with the first skill combination coming from the side of Angela can really much take down that HP of the enemy heroes coming from the Team X. And what more it can also be doing with is that with the ultimate combination that it has with Angela is it can really much burn down the HP of Team X's heroes, and as well killing that getting that securing a kill coming from their side of the team. And one thing that is good that Madam Kaisaya was able to point out as well is that Angela and the Dakyao combination with the ultimate can really much bring that sustain when it comes to mana regeneration and of course HP regeneration coming from the side of BSE. So that's actually one of the unique things that I've ever saw from this tournament.
Oh, you can see that in the replay, the blazing brilliance connecting. Heino actually did fall down in here, trying to escape, but to no afford. But yeah, I mean, Siyang Dharma really paid off well. I mean, he did perform using this hero so well. But I think I need to point out as well, the double smite that we have in here for Team X did not pay off because they didn't have the room to actually go for the Overlord or the Tyrant objective. Likewise, Migi had a hard time in actually going for the backline to actually reach maybe Angela or that one, because we did see a while ago in the early stages of the game he was trying to escape, but he got a smite. He doesn't have either the execute or the flash to actually juke in or out onto that early clashes. But that was a nice try. Just quite unfortunate that they weren't able to wait for the late game to find the Arlie to go online. And it paid off well though for BSE. It looks like BSE really does know how to out-rotate Team X in here. But let's see, on to game 2 because this is a best of 3 match anyway.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more, Kaisaya. And there's actually many things for many room for improvement for the side of Team X right now. Seeing from the fresh perspective of the composition coming from BSE, and I can say that this is not the ace setup and our ace draft coming from the side of BSE. I can definitely see that they are still warming up for these two teams for our upper bracket playoffs. But if you're going to ask me, right now, we're now heading on to game number 2. There's more opportunity for Team X to really much capitalize on the crowd control heroes since Team BSA was able to ban them out early on into the game number 1. So we'll be able to see more engagement coming from the side of Team X once they do that.
They need to stop the opponents, or they need to stop BSE to actually going for that early invade onto the jungle. They need to maybe go for that mine bush game, maybe wait into the Azure Golem, but they showed a strategy already. Might not work in game 2. So a lot of mind games in here, but at the same time, they are so good in. It feels like for BSE, doesn't matter what hero you choose, what hero you draft for them, because the rotation that they're doing, regardless of the hero they use, is just so impressive. Okay, that is a player name, impressive on Team X. But we did see the Lamb. I mean, it's just even the Angela a while ago, rotating so well, not just onto the farm lane, but even in the clash lane, and that helped Dharma to actually also go online. They are so reactive and they are so decisive on what they want to do in the game. It's like there's no guessing. Okay, are we gonna go on to this part of the map? Are we gonna go for the clash or whatnot? It feels like BSE as a well-formed team and a long-time team already, have been playing. They have some Chinese players in their team too, and they have been playing the game for quite a while. So it just shows how well they are in the game already. But I'm pretty sure Team X is already preparing on what they can do for game 2.
Definitely, and of course, just like we said a while ago, there are a lot of opportunities for Team X to really much scale up their game, because we were able to see coming from the side of BSE, it was a really, really flawless match, coming down from the rotations, invasions, coming from the enemy side of the jungle, and take into consideration that their inhibitor turns wasn't even scratched by Team X there from game number one. So that proved a statement on how they really much be efficient when it comes to defending and of course engaging coming from Team X.
That hurts a lot. Like, okay, you didn't get any kill up against your opponent, not even a turret, tower, scratch, even. I like the terminology that you use in there, scratch, you know. So, yeah, we'll see about that. Because maybe they're still reserving something. Yes, we did see Arlie is actually a favorite of Team Philippines or Team X in here, but they could be hiding something else as well.
Mhm.
Pay, however, is already gone too. So we'll see about that. We'll be ready onto the draft. Game number two. Teams are ready. They're gonna swap sides. Again, this is BSE from Malaysia versus Team X from the Philippines.
Well, if you're going to ask me if Angela was the best player or the best hero from the side of Team BSE, why not choose it and capitalize let Team X capitalize on the Angela, and maybe we'll be able to see on how different when it comes to hero mastery as well that these teams two has. But seeing from it, I think I can still sense that the top bands will be still be prioritized by Team X here.
Because this top bands, I mean, if you give that to highly experienced players,
Mhm.
definitely it's going to be looking scary. I mean, they don't even want to give away the Dakiao as well. Let me just double confirm if actually it's not even Dakiao their top pick is. It's actually Princess Frost and Lamb that is the top band of BSE. So they just
Mhm.
don't want for sure to give that opportunity for Team X to take advantage of the global map control that they could do. So Lam is an understandable ban in here. High sustain, very mobile as well. Same as the Kaiser, high sustain, good in the early as well as a either actually mostly as a jungler. He's
Mhm.
okay in the clash lane, but mostly you would want to utilize the Kaiser as a jungle. But the Dolia, which is actually a top ban pick almost everywhere, even in the China's tournament,
Mhm.
is here onto the hands of BSE and the Harley. So they have the late game secure already. But the Shangguan that I'm seeing in Team X right now, I do believe that if they want this to work out, they need to give the Shangguan the early, assassination kills as much as they can so that he can be that potential killer onto the
Mhm.
late game as well, just like as the Arlie.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more, Kaisaya. And right now, giving emphasis as well with the Dahlia here coming from the side of Black Shoe Esports is really much a game changer coming from their side of team. Despite them banning Lamb, of course, they were able to use that on the game number one. So it's like a strategy on wherein we don't see this duo in terms of combination wise, in terms of the in-game composition right now. And coming from the strategy of Team BSE, is like they are choosing their heroes not only to show off into the land, into the official gameplay, but also choosing it based on where they are able to capitalize on. Now, going back here from the side of Team X, we can see a potential Marco Polo there, but I think that was just a
They're still
hover.
deciding.
Yes.
Yeah, they're thinking.
Let's see. Let's see. Well, I would
Well,
choose. Yeah, okay, go ahead, guys. Aya.
yeah, if they go for the Marco Polo, that is a good secure onto the late game. Not just a secure onto the late game, but it's really great against tanky heroes. But Huang Zong in here, okay, a really great range, but he definitely needs great protection, either coming from the Mayin as well as the Dune. But this cannot be someone who get chased by any assassin. Fortunately, the assassin that we only see in here who can flank up against the Huangzong. Well, there's the Arlie. Elaine can also go for that backline to target the Huangzong. But anyway, they got a June. And I like this Zhang hover by Team X so far to give that protection necessary for the Huangzong. Because yes, really great range when he goes for the artillery mode.
Mhm.
But at the same time, he is not very mobile compared to the Arlie.
Oh, okay. Now impressive. Now changing the heroes right now, but I would just like to also give a highlight here coming from the side of BSE, the double smite setup. So basically, we were able to see the double smite coming from Team X a while ago from game number 1. So the scenario changed right now. So again, it's a tactical strategy when it comes to securing this double smite, when it comes to securing those objectives, may it be the Tyrant or the Overlord. But I think I think that will be an overkill coming from the side of BSE.
Yeah, that's so true. Meanwhile, I can maybe it is a change from Zhangfei to Ming to help out give out the heals for Wang Zong whenever he's in the back line. So he's just going to be roaming around with the Wang Zong most of the time, probably because they would want the Jun as well as the Mayin to go onto the front line and soak in the damage that the members of BSE will put in. But then again, that is a situation that could happen if both of them are actually on equal amounts of gold and itemization. But for the meantime, we'll see how they will try to take advantage of each other in the early stages of the game. This is game 2 of the best of 3 match between BSE versus Team X, Malaysia versus Philippines. I'm Kaisaya, with me is Mischievous. Let's get it on, Mischievous.
Yes, let's get it on. But I always want to give emphasis that when we enter the game, it's always happy. I'm always happy to see that the full map perspective to give us where the positions are already coming from both sides of the team. So good job to our technical director there. But now going back to the ball game, we are now seeing here Dahlia trying to invade the jungle coming from the side of Team X with a little bit of a poking damage capability, but here Junior, we are able to see that he is really much farming well, and there we go, second skill has already been initiated by Dahlia here, but again, a poking damage potential coming from the side of Black Shoes Esports.
Yeah, I mean, BSE in here on the bot lane part of the map, they were able to get the Spike-tail Beast as well as the Firehawk. That gives them the upper advantage in terms of the gold. Yes, no invade happened, but look at what happened onto the bot lane. Nice steal, or rather nice vision given by the side of BSE. But yeah, anyway, this is just early. I mean, not as aggressive as game 1 at least.
Yes, I think right now they're taking their time to really much scale up their heroes right now because again, just like you said a while ago, Dahlia is a late game hero that can really much help the whole team entirely when it comes to the clashes and of course securing the Overlord or the Tyrant and escaping that skirmishes with the ultimate as well. But here we can see that BSE trying to invade once more the side of Team X's jungle and providing visibility here is M's King. So right now, I think that's a good position that they have right now.
And here onto the top side, we can see Sia actually on a lower advantage in the early stages of the game up against the Mayin. But in the meantime, well, this is just a bait. He can go back to where he was, you know, just wasting the skills of the members of Team X. So that was quite unfortunate. And going back, bring out the artillery was already used by Wang Zong in here just to shove away the members of BSE. Still an okay strategy to do that.
Now we are seeing here a 3v1 situation, and there we go. Team X will be securing that first blood out of nowhere as we are now seeing a potential trade-off here in the bottom line. Okay, Dahlia having to sustain that damage, but again, not enough to take down some of the members coming from the side of Team X. So this making them a little bit of a, you know, having the lead for their side of the team. But right now, in the turns of the jungle, okay, that will be a disengagement for both sides.
That is so true. Despite the first blood kill of Team X, though, you can see the lead. At least there's a catch-up in terms of gold. I was about to say there is the lead of BSE in terms of gold as well, and that is because of the, you know, this jungle sprite, or rather the river sprite that we're seeing being taken. Just what Elaine is doing right now. And a while ago in the early stages of the game, we saw the Dahlia steal the Spike-tail Beast into the camp of Team X. Bring out the artillery.
There we go. That was already initiated by Team X here, but oh my god, that was so deep coming from the side of Team X, and now BSE will be able to secure the kill. Now with this high damage, MS King will be able to secure their kill again for their side of the team. Oh no, will this be another take? No, that will be too deadly from the side of Team BSE. Now targeting the inhibitor turret, and I think they will be able to take this down.
Yes, and that is the priority of BSE almost everywhere. As you can see, there was no
Oh,
chase coming from Kao
indeed.
Kao, but
Oh,
onto the top side, a lane. Okay,
okay,
did not connect.
that was
Yeah, it
almost.
did connect, but not enough damage. Yeah, fight again ongoing onto the camp of Team X.
Oh no, that will be a kill for the side of Team BSE. Right now, that was a good 3v5, 3v2 situation coming from the side of Team X. But then again, the sustain and damage output coming from BSE is way too great for Team X to handle. So that's making one of the heroes fall down towards that fight. But right now, going into the mid lane, 2v2 situation here, invading jungle, Zilong really much putting in here at the back end line and wanting to penetrate, but here TP out. Right now, Team X is still fighting for their lives, but then again, BSE was able to secure this kill. Heavy alternative will be engaged? No, not yet. But right now, ooh, another kill for the side of Team BSE. Will this be another one down for the count? Let's see, as the ultimate coming from Team X has already been initiated. One inverter turret middle from the middle side will be falling down. It's not looking good once again for Team X.
Yes, because in here, Arlie, as you can see, although team fights are happening, the focus of the farm lane is just the tower takes. Doesn't matter if he doesn't get enough kills on the early up to mid game stage of the game, for as long as they capitalize on the tower takes. And in here as well, oof, bring out the artillery. Unfortunately, that won't be enough damage as of yet. And while we are in pause, let's take a look at the replay onto the game. So yeah, onto the bottom lane part of the map, we did see this artillery damage coming from Wang Zong, but unfortunately, they will still be taken down by the Arlie onto that fight. The Shang one has fallen down indeed, and this is the part wherein there was actually a no chase for the Cao Cao to actually go for a kill up against the Ming, because they do know that the important part is actually to take down the tower. And yes, and now we look at the live match that is happening as of the moment. If you take a look at this one, there is now much control by BSE onto the chase. A
That
potential
will be a
fight might
flash coming
happen.
in, coming from the side of BSE. Now they will be able to secure that kill. Right now, back away, coming from the side of Team X. That was a potential 3-man down from the side of Team X, but they decided to pretty much have their heightened senses and, of course, backing away from that engagement from BSE. So a commendable act from them, and then the discipline plays come there. But here we can see
Diving
Team X
in.
already using his ultimate just to clear the minion waves coming from the missile side. And of course, Zilong here just really much pushing in the members coming from Team X and was able to secure a kill. But then again was defeated by a shutdown from Team X. And of course, Dahlia here just prioritizing the minions and of course securing those inhibitor turrets, was able to take down the middle or second inhibitor turret from the mid side. So that's again another win for the side of Team BSE.
Arlie said, okay, I wanted to go dive in. You take care of the towers. I'm just gonna get the Hwang Zong, or rather a member of Team X. But unfortunately, with that deep dive coming from the Arlie without her teammates, she has fallen down. But doesn't matter because they are on the lead. They are pretty confident about just going in, being aggressive, because 3 towers have already been taken down. Actually, 4 by Team BSC. Bring out the artillery. Not much damage up against this annoying Heino, and he will just go back to where he was. That is the annoying Heino that, pretty much almost every team wants to take away and ban out. Hold of thought, because
yes, we're having it here on the mid side, taking down, potential takedown here from Dragon M. They're trying to chase her down, and there we go. BSE was able to secure that kill. Now going back into the bottom side of the map, we can see that this is now a double kill secured. Will this be a triple kill? No, but then again, it will still be favorable for the side of Team BSE. Dollar will take down that inhibitor turn from the bottom side. So again, despite the healing capabilities, there's still damage output here that we can see from the Dahlia. But there, with the tower dive, barely making it out, coming from the side of Team X. And now, the high ground turret coming from the bottom side, and potentially here the mid side will now be taken down.
Somehow, Team X, BSE rather, is still too much for Team X to deal with. We are just on the mid game. Bring out the artillery. They're trying to focus on the base.
Here, one member down, will be taken down. 2 make it down. 2 members. 3
Minions
members.
are there.
Will this be a team wipe out for the side of BSE? And yes! There we go, ladies and gentlemen. We have a 2-0 sweep in favor for the side of Black
Wow.
Esports.
Wow. I wasn't expecting a 2-0, to be honest. I was like, at least hoping that there's going to be a 2-1, but it appears that BSE from Malaysia is still too strong for Team X Philippines. But to the fans of Team X, don't you worry, because they still have hope from the lower bracket of the game. But congratulations to MSG and BSE for already moving forward to the next stage of the upper bracket. They're both coming from Malaysia, and Malaysia is known to be very active in the Honor of Kings game as well. But yeah, take a look at our match results in here. At least we got 4 kills in here, mostly going on to Miggy as a main, though. We didn't see a while ago during the draft. We were talking about how important it is for the Shangguan to go online, but we did not see that for Dragon. He's got only one item in here, and the item he has is actually to counter the healing coming from the Dolia, the Heino, and it's it's not mainly a source of damage, so they're pretty much lacking damage in here. And yeah, quite unfortunate for Team X that BSE in here really very much a focus on the towers, and that paid off so well because Arlie was doing the job and going for the push, and the space was being given by the Elaine and the Cow as well.
Well, taking into consideration on how disciplined that Black Shoe Esports is right now, coming from game number 1 and game number 2, there is actually no doubt that they were able to secure those heroes that can really much counteract the hero lineup coming from Team X right here. And yes, coming from Dragon as well, giving emphasis that coming from one of his core items that really much disengages coming from the anti-heals coming from that scepter. So making it really much not the damage output that we are expecting coming from the side of Team X, but looking into deeper here from the instant replays, we can definitely say that Team X was actually getting their momentum early on in the game, securing the first and second kills coming from those early initiations. But then again, just like what you said, it's not about the kills on how we'll be able to scale up their heroes, but actually the invasion coming from the side of Team BSE. Just like here, we can see that some of the members coming from the side of BSE is actually taking the red and blue buffs coming from the jungle of Team X, so making them richer in terms of gold lead. So that's one of the capabilities that we are seeing from the side of BSE.
Definitely kills don't matter in the game in here. Towers, invades, stealing off the farms, and of course taking advantage of the river sprites as well, the firehawks too. You know, you got to take advantage of that, and I think it clearly has shown in here in this match between Team X versus BSE that is of true importance. And I really like how they actually given that space for the Arlie to actually take the towers. And for Arlie, because normally if you play ranked games, right, if you are a farm laner, okay, I'm just gonna go for kills because I'm the carry, I wanna get more kills and all that, so I have good KDA. But in here, Arlie was very patient. He was focusing on the tower takedowns while his teammates are busy going for the kills and just creating the space and position for him to go for the tower take. And then on the mid game, when there's enough towers that was taken down up against Team X and they got the lead, that's the moment joined for kills. And yeah, really good discipline in here. This is what we like in a well-coordinated team. Like, it doesn't matter okay, who gets the kill and all that, because this is after all a team play. So really good job by BSE on that one. But then again, Team X, don't you worry, there's still a way for you guys to actually make a comeback from the lower bracket. And to those who are curious who the rest of the teams are actually under the lower bracket, we've got Kagendra, Nexus Esports, Impunity, and King of Hell. And Impunity, who actually one of the teams in here that is also being eyed on by the teams, because Impunity as well as versus BSE and Scars, they have something to match up against with, there is like some tussle or like a comeback being wanted by BSE as well as Cars in here up against Impunity. What do we know about that, Mischievous?
Well, right now, Team Impunity is, just like you said a while ago, that is one of the top eye teams that is really much, wanting to be watched by the majority of our audiences. But again, adding on to a little bit of a spice coming from Team Impunity, it's not that usual that we see that Team Impunity down to the lower bracket. Commonly,
Yeah,
we see
yeah,
them on the upper
yeah.
bracket. So maybe this can be a lot of strategy for them to really much take down
Yeah,
those weaker
we
teams.
don't
Not
know.
all of them are weak, but then again, one of those opportunities for them to have a really much good matchup coming from the winners, coming from the upper bracket.
Yeah, that's true. It could be a strategy. We were talking off cam a while ago. Okay, Impunity. That's not something that we frequently see. But yeah, we'll just have to find out. But meantime, tomorrow you'll see matches onto the lower bracket with the teams that we have mentioned. You'll see again rather Scars as well as Team X onto the round two of the lower bracket tomorrow. Whoever will move forward onto the round two of the lower bracket. So tomorrow will be a 4 series game. Tonight, it's so fast, right? It's just like,
Mhm.
is it even like 10 p.m. already in Southeast Asia? Not even.
Not even, not even. We still have 10 minutes to spare before 10 p.m.
Yeah, and what's prolonging our broadcast now are just like the replays, not the actual match, because a lot of the games we saw finished at around 10 minute or not even 10 minute game time. So as you can see in here, not even 10 minutes, just like 8 minute game time, wherein they have taken down the mid lane tower. I mean the inner towers of the game. Gotta say again, the Dahlia with our high peak ban in here, getting that celestial melody, the reset of the skills onto whoever could be the Elaine, that's gonna be like an annoying series of ultimates from the Elaine as well. Like whoever too. Like it could not just be the ultimates of the heroes, whichever target hero he has with the most number of cooldown. But then again, this is a really good fight that we see, a good strategy, especially those who are new in Honor of Kings in Southeast Asia. These are the kind of the matches that you want to see and learn from.
Yes, definitely. And I was actually expecting, coming from the side of BSE, to really much use that double might setup, but we weren't able to really see that kind of setup from their game number two. But then again, a win is still a win for their side of team. But congratulations once again for the side of Team Black Shoe Esports, and of course coming from Team MSG of our first series earlier. So just like Miss Kaisaya said a while ago, there is a jam-packed schedule that is waiting for us tomorrow, since we'll be really much watching the lower brackets, and of course Team Scars and of course Team X will be still having an opportunity to really much battle their slot to the lower bracket finals as well. So that's something that we can also see, in order for us to really much see the spice and improvement coming from the lower bracket teams. But then again, my name is Mischievous and I'm with Miss Kaisaya. If you want some more of this shoutcasting experience, you can also visit me on my official social media accounts. That's on Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram at MischievousCastPH. How about you, Miss Kaisaya? Where can they contact and see all your content?
You can follow me on Facebook. It's Kaisaya Online. Quite unfortunate, I already lost my old page. So if you're wondering why I'm already Kaisaya Online on Facebook, yeah, that's why. I got hacked and all that. But yeah, you can also follow me on Twitter. It's Kaisaya PH there. And I'm also on other social media like YouTube. So just follow Kaisaya there. Meantime, of course, don't forget to follow and type !notify on Hawk Underground Facebook page as well, so that you are alerted whenever the stream is up. But for the meantime, we'll be signing out and see you guys tomorrow for the lower bracket. See you.